Why is the United States opening its doors wider to some countries, while keeping restrictions tight on others in 2025? Citizens from certain Asian nations can now enter the US visa-free. But why them? What makes these countries stand out? Some are economic powerhouses with deep ties to America. Others boast advanced security systems that make travel feel seamless. But here's the twist. Some of these nations weren't always on the visa-free list. So, what changed? Stay tuned, because if your country made the cut, you might be packing your bags sooner than you think. Let's break down the Asian nations that won't need a visa in 2025. Number 10. Brunei. Would you believe there's a country where gas is cheaper than bottled water? A nation so wealthy that citizens barely pay taxes? That's Brunei, one of the richest countries in Asia, thanks to its massive oil and gas reserves. With a population of just over 400,000, this tiny kingdom is practically dripping in wealth, boasting one of the highest GDPs per capita in the world. But here's where it gets even crazier. Brunei's Sultan is one of the wealthiest royals on earth, living in a palace with 1,788 rooms. Yet, despite this unimaginable wealth, the country remains one of the least visited in Southeast Asia. Why? Strict laws, limited nightlife, and a quiet, conservative society keep many tourists away. So why is the US granting Brunei visa-free access in 2025? Simple. Diplomatic ties, economic stability, and one of the lowest crime rates in the world. But wait until you hear about the next country. Number 9. Taiwan. This tiny island produces over 60% of the world's semiconductors. Yes, the microchips that power your phone, car, and laptop. That's Taiwan, a high-tech powerhouse with one of the lowest unemployment rates in Asia. But here's the catch. Taiwan isn't even officially recognized as a country by the United Nations. Despite the political tension with China, Taiwan's economy is booming, and the US knows Taiwan is too valuable to ignore. That's why Taiwanese citizens will soon be able to enter the US visa-free. And get this, over 500,000 Taiwanese tourists visit the US every year, spending billions in American cities. That number is about to skyrocket. Number 8. South Korea. Would you believe there's a country where high-speed internet is basically a birthright and food can be delivered in under 15 minutes? That's South Korea. This nation is not just about K-pop and skincare. It's an economic and military powerhouse, with an ironclad alliance with the US dating back decades. In 2025, South Koreans will enter America visa-free because the benefits go both ways. South Korea is home to giants like Samsung, Hyundai, and LG. In 2023 alone, trade between the US and South Korea was worth over $200 billion. And don't forget, the US has over 28,000 troops stationed in South Korea, right next to North Korea, one of the most volatile regimes on Earth. So yes, keeping South Korea happy is essential. Even though the country faces challenges, like a declining birth rate, the US knows a strong South Korea means a strong America. Number 7. India. Imagine a country of 1.4 billion people, nearly 1/5 of the global population. That's India, predicted to overtake the US economy by 2075. It's no longer just an emerging market. It's a tech and business titan, fueling Silicon Valley and shaping the global future. Over 12% of US startups were founded by Indian immigrants, and India is home to CEOs of companies like Google, Microsoft, and Adobe. By 2025, India will become the world's third largest economy. So why is the US now allowing Indians to visit visa-free? Because of education, business, and diplomacy. The US hosts over 4 million Indian Americans, and Indian students contribute billions to American universities. The partnership is too powerful to ignore. Number 6. Singapore. How does a country with almost no land become one of the richest nations on Earth? Singapore, where chewing gum is illegal, but millionaires are everywhere. A tiny island that transformed itself into a global financial titan. Singapore's GDP per capita is higher than the US, Japan, and even China. Its economy operates like a business, and its passport is one of the strongest in the world. So, in 2025, Singaporeans will be allowed to enter the US visa-free. Why? Because American businesses rely on Singapore's banking systems and strategic location to access the Asian market. It's expensive, yes, but opportunity is everywhere. Number 5. Japan. What if I told you there's a country where people live longer than almost anywhere else on Earth? That's Japan, where ancient tradition meets cutting-edge technology. After World War II, Japan was in ruins. Today, it's home to Toyota, Sony, Nintendo, and more robots per capita than any other nation. In 2025, Japanese citizens will enter the US visa-free. Because beyond trade, there's mutual defense. Japan works closely with the US to counter China and North Korea. Despite a shrinking population, Japan remains one of America's most important partners. Number 4. Israel. Welcome to Israel, a country that's small in size but mighty in innovation and intelligence. Despite being in one of the world's most volatile regions, Israel stands tall. From cybersecurity to military technology, Israel is leading the charge. And in 2025, Israelis will visit the US without a visa, because the alliance is unshakable. The two countries share deep defense cooperation and tech ties that go far beyond borders. Number 3. Malaysia. Imagine a country where ultramodern skyscrapers rise above lush rainforests, where cultures from China, India, and the Middle East blend into a beautiful mosaic. That's Malaysia, a nation with a rapidly growing middle class and an economy projected to become one of Southeast Asia's most influential by 2030. But why does Malaysia make the visa-free list in 2025? Because the US sees Malaysia as a critical partner in countering China's influence in the South China Sea, and for good reason. Malaysia has kept strong diplomatic relations with the US, has advanced border screening tech, and is a hub for international trade. Plus, Malaysians love to travel, with over 1.3 million international tourists per year, and the US wants to tap into that energy. Number 2. Philippines. Think about this. There are over 4 million Filipino Americans living in the US today, and some of them serve in the US military. That's how deep the relationship between America and the Philippines goes. The US once colonized the Philippines, but now they stand as strong allies, especially with rising tensions in the South China Sea. So in 2025, Filipinos will no longer need a visa to enter the US. But this isn't just about politics, it's also personal. Many families are divided between both nations, and this change means more reunions, more opportunities, and a stronger people-to-people connection. And don't forget, the Philippines is a top outsourcing destination for US companies in tech, healthcare, and customer service. It's a bond that goes beyond borders. Number 1. United Arab Emirates UAE. Would you believe a desert nation could become the luxury capital of the world? Welcome to the UAE, home of Dubai and Abu Dhabi, where skyscrapers touch the sky and gold is sold in vending machines. The UAE is rich, modern, and strategic. And guess what? In 2025, Emirati citizens will be able to enter the US visa-free. Why? Because the UAE is now one of America's most powerful trade and intelligence partners in the Middle East. American companies dominate UAE tech and aviation sectors. The UAE has also invested billions in US infrastructure, hotels, and real estate. But here's the plot twist. Dubai is becoming a global escape for US entrepreneurs and investors, and this visa-free deal is a two-way street. This decision is all about economics, strategy, and the future of global alliances. So why are these 10 Asian countries getting special access to the US in 2025? Because the world is shifting. The United States is no longer just picking allies based on geography, it's picking them based on technology, economy, diplomacy, and trust. And if your country made this list, it's a sign that the future is wide open for opportunity, for connection, and for a world without borders. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Adventure Chuckles for more deep dives into global travel, policies, and the unseen forces shaping our world. See you in the next one, traveler.